This is Professor Kitch, and this is a quick tutorial on how to set up AutoCAD Civil 3D for our Engineering 1304 class at Angelo State University. When you download AutoCAD to your computer, or if you use the ones in the labs, you should have several AutoCAD icons on your desktop. For the ones in the lab, you'll see these Civil 3D icons. There's several here. The two we'll use are either this one that says Civil 3D 2015 Metric, or the one that says Civil 3D 2015 Imperial. The imperial is if we want to use units of feet or inches, and the metric is if we're using millimeters, centimeters, or meters. Sometimes we'll use one, sometimes we'll use the other. For this webcast, I'm going to just use the metric one. You'll double click on that icon and you'll see Autodesk AutoCAD Civil 3D will start loading. Now if you've downloaded your free copy of AutoCAD, the setup will be slightly different because you won't have Civil 3D in that one. After AutoCAD loaded, you'll have this screen right here. If you click on the Start Drawing, you'll be brought to this screen. Now since we're using AutoCAD Civil 3D in the labs, you're going to have a bunch of overlays on top of AutoCAD that have to do with things that we're not going to be doing in the class. So the very first thing we want to do is to change our workspace to just the simple drawing space. And to do that, we come down here to the bottom to this area called the status bar, and where this gear icon is, we click on the gear icon and you'll see we're showing Civil 3D. We want to move to just the simple drafting and annotations workspace. So we click on that. That's going to change our menus and everything. This menu right here is something we don't need. We can just close that. And now if you look up here at the top, you're going to have all the drafting tools that we use, and you won't see some of those other Civil 3D tools. After you've done that, there's a few more updates you have to do. The first is to go to the scale down here. If it says anything other than 1 to 1, you need to change that scale to 1 to 1. When we're drawing on AutoCAD, we always want to draw on a 1 to 1 scale. If we're going to change the scale for plotting purposes, we'll do that when we actually do the printout or the plot out. Now we'd like to add a few more tools down here to the status bar. They'll be important for us. And to do that, we come over all the way right on the status bar and click the customization button. And then on this panel that's opened up, this menu that's opened up to the right, we want to add the coordinates, the dynamic input, and the units. Those will all be helpful to us. And now if you look down here on the status bar, you'll see we have some new icons. There's several of these modes that we want to change. The first one is to come in here and turn off the dynamic input mode. We do not want the dynamic input mode. You may want to use that later, but if you use it right now, you won't be able to follow the directions in the tutorial site they're using for this class. We're also going to come and turn off this feature which controls snapping to angles, and a separate one which controls snapping to reference points. We're going to learn all about those later in the course, but for right now we don't want those. So now we've turned those off, we just have a simple drawing board that we'll be using for our AutoCAD drawing. A little later in the course we'll show you how to customize this so you can set it up this way every time. But for right now you may have to do these resets every time you start AutoCAD. And now you're ready to start drawing.